Homestead Falls Tech Times. Today we'll be looking at a great feature in Google Calendar to help you schedule parent-teacher conferences, volunteers for sporting events, or student meetings, the appointment scheduler. Let's get started on checking out this great tool. Okay, so we're going to get started. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to go to a new tab in our Google Chrome, and we are going to be going to the Calendar app. So what I want to do is I want to go over to my little app, Google Apps section. That's the square with the circles in it. And I'm going to click on it. I'm going to look for the item that says Calendar. Once I see that calendar app, I'm going to click on it. If I have not logged in yet to my Google Chrome, it's going to prompt me to do so. If I have, it's just going to bring me right to my calendar pages here. And what we're going to be doing today is learning how to create an appointment scheduler so that parents can actually schedule time slots in our calendar. So we're going to go to the left-hand side where it says Create. And we're going to click on the little drop down and we're going to choose appointment schedule. When we choose appointment schedule, we're going to see a bunch of options come up. So here is our little start of the options. The first thing that we want to do is we want to add a title to our appointment schedule. So I'm going to call this Parent Teacher Conferences. The next little selection here is going to be how long the appointment is going to be. So you will see there's some presets here, and I'm going to choose 15 minutes for this conference. However, if I wanted it to be 12 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I could always choose custom and choose that as well. So I'm going to choose the 15-minute option, and then I'm going to come to the next section, which is general availability. Now, you're going to see that in this little general availability, the default is to repeat weekly and the Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Now, we are not going to be having parent-teacher conferences every day for the rest of the year, so we want to change this option. I'm going to change this to does not repeat so that we can set the days that we want to have our conference on. So I'm going to say does not repeat. And you're going to see I have my first line here with the date and the time, and I'm going to choose my first date, and I believe that you are starting your parent-teacher conferences on October 31st, so I'm going to choose October 31st. Now you're going to see that this is set from 9 to 5, but I want to adjust this time. I'm going to start my conferences at 9, but I want to end them at 11 so that I can have lunch. I'm going to take a break for lunch, and I want to add another afternoon session. So I'm going to click on this little plus mark, and I'm going to change this from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. So I have additional 15-minute slots. So if you look at your calendar, you're going to see that over here on the 31st, we have these little slots showing up that are every 15 minutes from 9 to 11 and then 12 to 2. I'm going to add a second day here. I'm going to add the November 1st. And instead of having them all day, this time I'm going to change them so that they're in the afternoon. So I'm going to choose 3:30 to, let's say, 6 p.m. And you'll see additional 15-minute slots are added there. And of course, this is in Eastern Standard Time. Once we have done this, we get to decide how many days in advance a parent can book an appointment. So let's say I was making these appointments at the beginning of the year just to be prepared for parent-teacher conferences, but I didn't want them to be able to book the appointments until 30 days in advance. So I'm going to come over here and change this to 30 days in advance. 60 days is the default, but I'm just going to say 30 days in advance, they can start booking appointments. The second option is how many hours before the appointment can they still book. So I may not want them to be able to book the appointments until the last minute. I might want to have 24 hours in order to prepare for the appointment. So I might say I want them to stop booking the appointments 24 hours before that time slot. Now, there might be some of you who say, no, I want them to book it right up to the time slot or an hour before the time slot. That's completely fine as well, but 24 hours gives you a day to prepare and to gather your list together. The next section here, the booked appointment settings, is really great because it allows you to add a buffer time. So a buffer time is time in between each slot so that you can get ready. You may not want to have appointments booked back to back to back. you may want to have 5 minutes in between each appointment so that you can actually prepare, get the student's file out, so on and so forth. So in order to do that, in the booking appointment settings, the buffer time, you add the buffer time, and I'm going to add 5 minutes between each appointment. So you'll see on the calendar that it has already created space. It's created that 5 minutes between each of these appointments and sort of spread them out. You can also choose how many bookings you want per day. Let's say you only wanted to see 4 parents a day, or you only wanted to see 6 parents a day. You could change this into the maximum bookings. I'm going to leave it alone because I want them to book as many slots as they can. And then finally, this guest permissions, where guests can invite others. I'm going to leave this checked because some parents might want to send the invitation to the other parent as well. So I'm just going to leave this available for them. The next thing you'll see is this calendars. So what it's going to do, you're scheduling these appointments on your calendar. So let's say you have an appointment at 10 p.m. or sorry, 10 p.m., 10 a.m. Okay, not 10 p.m., 10 a.m., which is during the availability slots that you have created. It is going to block out whatever's on your calendar. So if you have an appointment on your calendar that says 10 a.m., you have to meet with the principal, then there's not going to be an appointment available at 10 a.m. So that just syncs with the calendar that is here. And then finally, this last feature is amazing because this allows you to invite co-hosts to your calendar. So let's say that you're on a team and your team is going to be meeting with the parents together. You may want to add the other team members to your calendar so that they also have the ability to change and edit the calendar, but they also are going to see the appointments on their own calendars as well. So you would just come here and type in the name of the person, and it would make them a co-host for this scheduling appointment maker. So I'm going to click next. And then these are the last options available for my appointment schedule. The first option is going to be the picture that is going to be shown on your booking page, which is just like my Google icon. I'm going to leave that alone. The second section is going to tell us about the place where the conference is going to take place. So if this was a Google Meet video conference, I could add this, but this is going to be an in-person meeting. And I can add my location. I'm over here at OFCS, so I'm going to put in that, and you're going to see that the Google Maps is popping up as the intermediate school. So that's going to give the address, and I can add that here so that the parent knows the exact address of the meeting. In this section, I can also add a description of the meeting where it can say, please book an appointment to meet with me to discuss your student, or it could say, please bring this with you, or so on and so forth. That will show up on the booking form and also on any email confirmations. And then finally, this is the booking form. Now, the booking form is great because that's going to be what the parent sees. So they're going to see the booking form, they're going to choose their time slot, and then they're going to add their name, first and last, and their email address. I'm going to add 2 additional items. I'm going to add their phone number, and I'm also going to add a custom item, the student's name. This way, I know who this parent is associated with, especially if they do not have the same last name. It just makes it easier for me to know who I'm going to be meeting with. So I'm going to click Add Item. And finally, this last item is great because this is going to be how they're going to get reminders about the meeting. So once they book the appointment, you will get a confirmation email, as will the person who booked the appointment. And you will then be able to send them email reminders. Now, Google Calendars is going to send these automatically. So it's going to literally, you're going to be able to send an appointment a day before. That's a great time to send an appointment reminder because if they book this appointment 30 days in advance, they might not remember that they have this appointment. And I'm also going to send a second reminder an hour before the appointment. So this way, if they forget about the appointment day of, they're going to get that reminder an hour before so that they can get ready and get to the school. It just gives them some time in order to get there. Okay? So I'm going to click Save, and you're going to see here that we're going to have our bookable appointment schedule, and you're going to see it's all finished. And here I can open up the booking page to see all of my bookings, all of my appointments. I can see all my booking page, and this is the information that's going to be there. And I also can share this booking page. Now there's two options for sharing this booking page. I can send a link, and you can see that it automatically creates a link for me, so I can send that out to the parents, or I can embed it on a website, right? So I can actually click on website embed. If I have my own website for my class, I can put it up there and direct parents to the website for the booking as well. I'm going to choose my link, and I'm going to do it as a single booking page, and I'm going to copy this link and click done. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like from the parent side when they go to the booking page. Okay, so if you click on the open booking page, you are going to see that this is what the parent will see when they click on the link. You're going to see that there are no available dates because we're at September 27th right now. And so they're just going to click on jump to the next available date. And that's going to bring up these dates, Thursday the 31st and Friday the 1st. And the parent can just click on whatever time slot that they want. So let's say they want 10 a.m. on Thursday the 31st. And then here is that form that you created with their first name, last name, email, phone number, and student's name. And once they fill this out, then they're just going to book. So I'm just going to put in a fake number right here. And Bobby, and I'm going to book. And you're going to see that now here my booking is confirmed, an email has been sent, and all this information is here. Now, if I need to cancel the appointment, I can click on cancel the appointment, and I have the opportunity to cancel that appointment and reschedule. So that makes it really great. You don't have to do anything on your end. The parent can just cancel and go from there. Now, if you go back to your calendar, you are going to see that during my scheduled time, that's that scheduled area right here on the 31st, you can see that I have it scheduled and blocked out at 10 a.m. with myself, but you know, it would be with your parent. Okay, and you can always click on that and you can see the meeting and so on and so forth, and you can make adjustments, take meeting notes, and all that kind of good stuff. All right, if you have any questions about this, please feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call. And I look forward to using this in the future. Thank you.